Okay, so picking back up, right? So I'm going to come back to frame one. And like we said, right? So we have the ball moving from point A to point B, but it doesn't look very realistic because it's not rolling. Okay. So how do we fix that? Well, in the same way that we would set keyframes for the movement, we can do the same types of keyframes for scale or rotation or anything else. So if this is our neutral starting position here, okay, we can see as I move this ball, right, you can see in the upper right hand corner, you can see that translate X value is changing. Okay. So what we want to do is we want to keep the rotation value the same right here, but when it comes to frame 300, we want the ball to be in a different rotational state. Okay. So here at the 300, I'm going to press E, okay, to bring up my rotate tool. And obviously the ball is rolling forward, so I want to grab the blue orbital line here, and we'll just rotate it forward. And then here you can see it's negative 107. I'm going to just do negative 360 just to see how this looks. So that's one full rotation. Okay. And so obviously because it's one full rotation, that means the 8 is going to be pointing back up. And then now you can see though, see all these red values that are still dark red? That means they're still set. The only thing I changed was this rotate Z. So this is now light pink. So what I have to do now is once I've made the change that I want, I now have to hit S again one more time to reset that keyframe. So you see you got the tick is still there, but now this is in dark red. So now it's been accepted as a parameter. Okay, so it knows that from point A to point B, it's got to move along the x-axis, and the rotation is going to do one full rotation, right? So let's see how this looks. So I'm going to go to the start of the playback, and let's just see how this looks. Okay, so I'm going to press play. Okay, so here's where just your powers of observation and realism are going to come into play. Now, it's more believable, but the ball is actually moving faster than the rotational speed allows, right? The way that it's rolling seems that it would be going slower, right? It's going too fast. So what that tells me is we need to increase. I'm going to turn the lights on here so we can, let me turn the shadows on too so we can kind of see how this looks. So I got the lights and the shadows on now. So I can just tell the rotational speed is too slow for the movement speed. So we're going to stop that, and let's change this value now. So let's come to the end. Let's come to 300. So that 360 speed wasn't enough. So now I'm going to just do another full rotation. I'm going to do negative 720, which is two full rotations. Okay. So I hit enter, and then again, see the light pink? That means it's not set. So now I have to make sure I'm on the right frame, and then hit S. That locks it back in. And then now let's see how that looks. Okay. So now let's press play. Okay. Something did not get locked in because that was only one rotation. Hang on. Negative 720. Enter. Set. Okay, for some reason, yeah, that was odd. It didn't take. So yeah, double check your animations. Okay, this is better. Okay, so that was two rotations, and that looks better, right? That looks like the actual rotational speed of the movement that we're seeing. Okay. So then if we want to, again, if we want to see it with the lights and the shadows. Okay, not bad. However, it's a little odd because let's go ahead and make the size of this, let's make the size of this table a lot bigger, or at least so we're not just looking at this little sliver. So I'm going to go and I'm just going to make this wide, make this wide. Okay, and then now let's adjust our lighting a little bit because this light is not the best, or at least, I don't know, we can maybe, let's change some of this here. Yeah, maybe change the penumbra a little bit, soften that up, make this drop off, make it so it's a little bit tighter. There we go. Okay. Okay, good. So the ball's coming out of one shaded area into the next. Actually, let me turn this, I'm going to rotate this light just a little bit. Let's see, just a little bit. Okay, so I mean, this is the basics, right? So anytime you want to make a change, right, you have to set a keyframe, and the value has to be changed um, in that keyframe. So again, if we wanted this ball to go across faster, right, then what we would do is we would actually change. We would put the key instead of 300, right, being where the ball stops, we would put that down at like 150 or something. So the ball would go twice as fast, but then half of the animation would just be taken up with dead space, right? We're gonna do more. We're gonna do more animation, and I'll show you these things in more detail. But for now, just let's just keep it at this. Easy 5 seconds, and I'll stop here because I want to do one more video about the camera, because right now we're just using a default camera. And I want to show you something cool you can do here. But again, I'll do that in the next video, so it's not too long and drawn out here. Okay.